All right, class is in session. I saw this earlier, and I like to do videos on how we can do relationships better, make relationships better, and and also instruct mainly men because that's who I am, and that's what probably who I can help the most. I just use my 50 years of dating experience, my 22 years in law enforcement, to just bring my wisdom to men. And This right here, prime crime, Miami bottle girl, murder by mystery delivery driver. What I like to show in this one is how women date. Oftentimes we don't realize, and myself included, was we don't realize how women have, boyfriends. They have rotations. They have friends with benefits. Just like guys do. Girls, obviously girls have the same thing, but a long time growing up, I didn't think that. I thought girls are single for a long time, and then they get a boyfriend, and they're single I just didn't know. For maybe the men, that haven't learned this yet, I can help, teach them. That's what I'm trying to do, is just help men get better. And if women can get better from my stuff, great. But anyway, let's go ahead and watch this. It's gonna be pretty short. I'm gonna cut to the scenes that I thought was interesting, and just how this young girl's living. She's a single bottle girl, living in her own apartment in Florida. She traveled from Florida to New York to do bottle girl service, but she's living on her own, just living her best life, and just kind of show you how. And then again, it's not gonna, it's not a one-off. I mean, we all live different lives, but there are some similarities to all our lives as human beings, and there's stuff to learn here. So if you don't think there's stuff to learn, then then don't watch. So anyway, here we go.
Tell me exactly what happened. Are you right by her now? My rescue's on the way. They're coming as fast as they can.
There was so much blood that when you looked at her, you didn't think that she was wearing any clothes.
Listen, you don't want that as your last memory.
A woman is murdered in cold blood, and investigators pull out all of the stops to try to figure out who was responsible.
That's the suspect.
Is it
threatening calls or
more like, oh, leave my man alone?
what is more terrifying than being a female alone at home and someone's now inside your house and you're fighting for your life?
All right, so we'll move ahead. Let me see if I can find some spots here. So basically, she has like a kind of a friends with benefits guy. We'll go right here. That's him. So how long you been dating? She's been, and this is what's funny because, still in our culture, we talk about men and women as our girlfriend, right? Or boyfriend, or, but that's not how the world has ever worked anyway. I mean, this is not anything new. This is, this is how men and women have interacted. He's not really her boyfriend. He's a friend that they have sex together. And whatever, it's a situationship. But he's got a girlfriend. And Kayla, we honor her. We're not talking crap about her, but by looking at these criminal cases, we're able to see the private lives of women that we don't often get to see. And it can teach us things. This is not that we're prying into her private space. This is public record. So this guy's the one who called 911 because he was supposed to get with her and they were probably going to bang today. And so when she's not answering the phone, he goes over to his house. He's totally innocent. I don't even know. Yeah, we're messing around. But you're not official, she said. No.
There appears to be drag marks in blood. And where the
now, if he's the one that called 911, he could have gotten mad at her for, cheating on him, whatever, in a situationship. So, obviously they got to hold him. But he's innocent.
That's what led to the top of Kayla's head. And Kayla was on the floor. She was incredibly bloody. There was so much blood that when you looked at her, you didn't think that she was wearing any clothes, but she in fact did have a robe on, but the robe was fully soaked in blood, so it just looked like more blood.
They told the paramedics
Kayla suffered approximately 36 different stab or slash wounds, the majority of which were kind of concentrated along her left side to her face and neck.
She suffered a very lengthy, incised, sharp force injury that went down the side of her face. She also suffered a stab wound to her neck that punctured her jugular vein. It was clear from the injuries that this person wanted Kayla dead. The medical examiner determined that the manner of death was a homicide and the cause of death was multiple sharp force injuries.
But who would want to kill?
So yeah, who would want to? It's gonna be, spoiler alert. It's gonna be a guy she's sleeping with from New York. It's gonna be his girlfriend. So, but that guy's also sleeping with her, Kayla, and the girlfriend, and probably other girls, right? So, I mean, this is not new, you know. All right, let's go right here. See, this is family. They don't, and that's what's interesting. That was family saying, "Where's the guy that was in the house? The guy with dreads." They don't even know who he is. But Kayla's been messing with this guy for a year, having sex with them. So women's private lives. Again, this is not me clowning on her or anything. This is I respect women. This is Kayla. She had a private sexual life that people didn't know about. That was a family member. You know, it is things to learn.
The person that found Kayla's body, then 31-year-old Revelto Robinson.
Sir, I'm very sorry for your loss. I was told that your boyfriend.
You're her boyfriend once again. Yeah, something like that. Exactly. I mean, you know, with women, and the guy knows, you know, like, yeah, we're something like that. I mean, you know, like I said, in our Western culture, we want to put labels on stuff, but this is how women date. They have rotations. He's in her rotation. Remember that, guys.
I just want to get a statement from you as to how things transpired.
One of the first things we do on scene is...
Don't ever let women
witness.
say they don't.
My partner was there a few moments before me, so he'd already begun doing that and kind of gave me a brief on what the 911 caller had stated. I then met with him as well.
Do you remember the first time you attempted to reach out to Kayla?
It was early, so around 10, 11.
So he's reaching out to her around 10, 11. I think she had come back from New York, I believe, because she does bottle service in New York as well.
I mean, how did
She's
you
in Florida.
I called her. I called her multiple times.
He referred to Kayla as his kind of sort of girlfriend.
Kind of
and
sort of
again, he
girlfriend.
alluded to-
And like I said, this lady here, ladies get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not offended by this. Like, this lady's older. She had the same relationships going on when she was young. They don't, you know, we think it's sugar, spice, and everything nice. Women have had rotations. This lady had a rotation. She has one now, probably. I mean, even as, you know, people will go, well, that's when they're young. No. Even when they're older, they do the same thing. I've had my rotations. I've been in women's rotations. It's not, I mean, if you're out here dating, and you're out here, you know, dating the right way, you know there's rotations going on both sides.
that while they were friends, they were more than friends. They may not have been exclusive.
See?
But kind of his girlfriend.
Yep, rotations.
You think it was 10 or 11. I think you were going to check, but you guys said you deleted the text message?
Yeah, I deleted it because she had me upset.
Now that looks like, you know, again, that looks like suspicion, right? He deleted text message. No, he's mad because, you know, he thinks this girl, that when she comes back into town, they bang. And she's not answering the phone.
She was ignoring me because I just got back from seeing my girl.
So he has a girlfriend, which Kayla knows about. This is how things work, guys. You can't be like beta males and I've been single for 10 years. No, she knows he has a girlfriend. He knows she sees other people. This is the way the world has always worked.
Through these walls every time I go see my girl, she feels some type of way or whatever.
So she knew you went to go see her.
Yeah, me and
She
her
knew
very
you would just,
transparent
yeah,
with the situation.
we're very transparent with our,
How
that's,
quickly-
real quick, that's how alpha males date. I don't know this guy. I'm just saying that, you know, beta males don't date like this. Simps don't date like this. But alpha males, the girl knows about his girlfriend, Kayla. She knows about his girlfriend. And, you know, they're very transparent. Yet they still bang. Because girls don't care. If you bang good and you provide whatever she's looking for, she'll put you in her rotation. And, you know, guys, be honest. You got to be honest.
The messages and the phone calls.
After I came here, I didn't see her car. And I knocked on the door and she didn't answer. So I'm like, got it. Like, now
Yep.
I'm not.
He
Yep.
also was able to tell them that he had been upset with Kayla and deleted all her contacts. Now they're trying to figure out a motive and a person that killed Kayla. And when you hear that he was mad enough to delete all the contacts,
And he's also mad enough because they had a good relationship. You can be in rotations and have a good relationship. This man is innocent. He had nothing to do with it.
investigate further. Did that mean he was mad enough to do anything else
No.
to Kayla?
Okay, let's go forward. Let's see. They start talking to her. Well, this is going to be the suspect right here. The suspect is, well, the lady that did it is a girlfriend of, and it's weird because she's a girlfriend of another guy Kayla was seeing in New York. So she's seeing the first guy we just saw. She's also seeing another guy in New York, and he also comes down to Florida. You know, that's two guys, and there were other guys in her life. You know, so it's not a big deal. That's the biggest thing I'm trying to get across is, you know, and this is not to clown on Kayla at all. Kayla's an awesome person, living on her own, living her best life, you know. But this is how girls live, and I want guys to know this. So you don't go out looking like a beta male, telling girls, I haven't dated in 10 years. Don't say that, because look at Kayla right here. You think if you're talking to Kayla and you're like, I haven't dated in 10 years, and I'm a single guy, and I don't date girls until she'll know you're a liar, because she knows how men date.
Had left when she had returned home that evening. So that timeline was important.
There's Kayla.
We were able to really start branching out from there, see who's moving around the complex at that point.
Law enforcement saw
There's girlfriend.
a person of interest that arrived at the apartment building.
But check this out, man. This girl comes all the way from New York. She's pissed at Kayla for seeing her man. And this is a fake Uber Eats order.
Approximately 2 a.m. And this woman was dressed in dark clothing with a baseball hat, a COVID mask, and was also carrying a food bag that belonged to Shake Shack.
There was a black female who was wearing all black. She had on a New York Yankees hat, black pants, and a black jacket. And she just seemed to be kind of milling about the location. She's going up and down stairwells, back and forth through hallways.
From approximately 2 a.m. to 4:45 a.m., this same person would go from Kayla's building to the building next to Kayla's building. They observed this person looking at the mailboxes and just moving in a suspicious way.
That in and of itself, somebody at 4 a.m. staking out an apartment is suspicious, but add to that the apparent disguise so that the person would not be identified.
Ultimately, we were able to track her through multiple locations. Her movements, her demeanor just really raised a red flag with her. After Kayla arrives home, we see the suspect one more time walking pretty fast towards Kayla's apartment from another building. But she did all of a sudden have a sense of urgency in her walk, and that was within a minute or two of Kayla arriving home.
Yep. Piece of crap.
Well, Kayla's story,
Piece of crap. And that's her leaving the apartment. She's got all her stuff on. It's weirdo. Okay, let's go here.
That Kayla may have had a problem with.
So it would be a tape sworn statement of Janisa Tate.
That's her best friend.
We're here today discussing the death of Kayla Hodgson.
Now this is really the important part I want to show is how her best friend knows she has rotation. You know, and this is one, you know, let's go.
Understanding you are the best friend of Kayla, is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And you mentioned prior to going on tape that you guys had both been in New York recently from July 6th to July 9th, is that correct?
Yes.
And the last time you actually saw Kayla was when?
The 9th.
Janisa Tate was Kayla's best friend. They were thick as thieves. They worked together at Bar Dolls. Wherever Kayla was, Janisa was also. They traveled to New York together. They would work parties in New York together.
From my understanding, Kayla was dating a guy who had a girlfriend down here in Florida by the name of Rivalto Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
See? Dating, so she's dating him.
Wait a minute, by Rivalto, or how do you say his name?
Velt.
Velt, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard several names, V, Vel, Velt, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Besides V, who else was Kayla seeing?
So as her friend, she's gonna tell her about her rotation.
There was a guy named Shakur.
Shakur, okay. So she's dating Rivelto, and she's dating Shakur. And now this is not odd to her best friend, Their best friends know about this. Their moms know about some of these guys. You know, so if you're on a dating app and you know you're taking these girls to 5-star restaurants or dude, they've already got dudes they're dating. It's okay. And this is, you know, this is a mantra you always will use. Girls always date 1 to 3 guys. Okay, they're always. That's why you don't ask if they're single. That's why if you're going up and cold approaching and you go, "Are you single?" This girl right here would be like, "What? What do you? Yeah, you should know, bro." Here we go.
There was a guy named Terrence.
Terrence.
Is he from New York or Broward?
So that's
Terrence
3.
lives in
1
New
to 3 guys.
And
Yep.
is Terrence the only one from New York?
Yes.
We were able to establish this relationship between Kayla and this person in New York.
There's
by the name of
Terrence.
Terry Thurmagine.
Kayla's relationship with Terry Thurmagine appeared to be a relationship where whenever Kayla was in New York, Terry, who had a liking for Kayla, would take Kayla out to dinner.
Okay. Now it also sounds like well, this is how girls will live. Kind of sounds like he's a beta male. He's taking her out for dinner, and so that dude has a girlfriend, and I'm sure Kayla probably knew whatever. But when she goes up to, she's in a bar girl, you know, not rich girl, you know. She goes up there, and that's how girls live: freedom and independence. And so when she goes up to New York, they bang, and when she comes back down, she bangs the other dude. So here we go.
Terry Thurmagine was ever in the South Florida area, Kayla and Terry would meet up for dinner.
So nothing exclusive. They're not that serious. Girls don't have to be. I got to get to know you. I got to be serious. It's emotional. My body's my temple. I can only. This sex is such a spiritual awakening, and we gotta connect, and I only make love with guys. And dude, this is how girls have lived forever. Every girl has lived just like this. When the guy comes in from New York into Florida, they bang. Then they don't see each other. They're friends. And then this Rivalto guy, when he's in Florida and he's not with his girl, they bang. And she knows he has a girlfriend. So, and then the Shakur guy, when he's available, she'll go with him and they'll bang. And this is not me I'll never call a woman a 304. This is how women live. And if you're calling girls 304s, you're a freaking loser. Because this is how they live. And this is why girls will look at you like, you're a clown for calling me if you don't know how we live and how we always have lived, how your mama lived, you don't get us.
Same city, Terry would send food to Kayla. So that was the extent of what we knew about their relationship.
So now here's another good lead. In that surveillance footage, this mystery woman outside Kayla's apartment was carrying a bag of food.
Terrence in New York, he would send food via Uber Eats. So
beta male.
It's a natural assumption to think.
And that's another reason. That's another reason why you don't be a beta male. Because she's already got beta males in her life doing things for her. And women know if you're alpha, if you're there for sex, you're there for sex. And if that's what you want, and that's what most men do want, you die on that square, and you develop your identity, and you live your identity. She's already got dudes sending her stuff. You're not going to be special if you send her food or give her gifts. She's already got beta males in her life.
Delivering food in Florida at 4 a.m. that this could have been an Uber Eats.
We know Terrence has a girlfriend.
Correct. Well, he doesn't claim the girlfriend. But
See? She knows about the girlfriend. Kayla knew about the girlfriend, and yet they still bang.
Okay.
Not a big deal. Sex ain't a big deal for women.
Problems with? Is anyone harassing her, bothering her? Anyone she's in active problem with?
The only person she's ever had an active problem with, because Kayla doesn't have problems with nobody, male or female, like she doesn't entertain it. She would normally just ignore it. Would be Terrence's girlfriend. Literally the first day they met, she messaged her on Instagram.
And what was that problem they had?
Basically, she reached out to Kayla, to see if Kayla was with the gentleman. Terrence, I have a screenshot of their DMs when she DM'd her.
They just met that day. Why is this girl DMing her right away?
That's exactly what Kayla thought. And when Kayla messaged the gentleman and asked him, you have a girlfriend you didn't let me know about, he denied it. He said he don't have no girlfriend. He doesn't know none of that. Like, he has an ex.
That's a beta male move.
But he claimed it as.
And women know you're lying.
So Kayla continued to speak to him.
This is clearly a very messy situationship, and investigators need to figure out who is dating who and who's.
It's not really that messy, but we got to say that in the United States.
We're really talking and hanging out. I want you to know I'm not coming easy on either of y'all.
On her top there's a picture of her.
Yeah,
that's who did it.
Underneath it says Sakina, Sakina.
Her name's Sakina.
Yes.
Okay. Now, how do we know that she's involved with Terrence, this Sakina? How do you know that's Terrence she's referring to?
And I mean, look at the lifestyle of this stupid. Sakina was a nail tech. And look how they act like they're living. When you see their social medias, it's a bunch of bunk. I mean, Friday they're getting, cheese and spinach. I mean, they try to live like they something. This is all BS.
Did you see Terrence?
We do know that he did.
I mean, look at her. She's a nail tech.
Sakina Thompson.
Not this bad.
Point,
Chanel.
Become aware of
look how proud she is. Look at him in the background.
Exchanged, but from what I could tell on Kayla's end, there was really no real earth-shattering news that, okay, don't talk to Terry anymore. She was still going about her life.
Sakina lived in New York and worked as a nail tech. Sakina believed that she and Terry were together, girlfriend, boyfriend, no questions asked, no doubt, they were together.
Kayla's best friend, Janisa, also reveals one more important aspect of the communication between Kayla and Sakina.
In the beginning of last month, she was getting harassed with prank calls.
And with those prank calls, what was being said? Was
Yeah.
it threatening calls or?
More like, you're a leave my man alone. Kayla would answer the phone, and she swore it was a person from New York because the person on the phone said dead ass. And that's like some.
And so anyway, she's getting in fights with this girl. I mean, let's go on here. And the girl has a large, social media presence. Look at all this social media the other girl does.
It's a very distinct walk. Like, you have a distinct walk because of the way how your breast is, and she has humongous breasts. And the
girls are
style
very,
of her
very
face
observant.
Just gives it away. And then her walk is just like B5 full, like she stomps when she wants. Yeah, it just makes sense that it's her. Like, she was really meant to.
I mean, look how they, this is all bunk. I mean, it's a nail tech. Look how they look in. I mean, that's why you can't live off of social media. This girl has no money, but yeah, she's on hot cars.
The girl would not leave Kayla alone. Mind you, this guy talks to many other
Chanel bag.
I've gone to.
Poor as hell.
I've gone out, and he's with a different female. But I think the fact that Kayla was gorgeous, Terrence was just after her, and it was persistent, and he would work on it. He would fly her out. He would send her food. Like, it was persistent. I feel like
it's all bunk, social media.
Ultimately, one of her friends was able to provide me with an Instagram page for this female, Sakina Thompson.
Hey guys.
I mean, look at that.
My name is Sakina. I'm from New York. I'm a full-time nail technician. I don't really know what to say, but just welcome to my channel. I
mean, that's all boring. Women don't have much to say when they're not looking sexy.
First video to be like, just smack right into something.
You're a killer.
But I'll be doing beauty, hair.
You're doing life in prison.
Nails and makeup, swatches, stuff like that. Hauls, outfit of the days, basically everything.
Detective Kuchler then scrolled Sakina Thompson's Instagram account. He noticed that there were certain clothing items that the suspect was wearing in the apartment complex surveillance that was of a clothing brand that he also found Sakina Thompson wearing in pictures on her Instagram.
Look at that. Look how awesome she is. In New York. Cover girl. You love that social media. They love social media. Prada shoes. Look at that.
Wearing, and these exact same Prada shoes were found on Sakina Thompson's Instagram profile with her wearing those same exact shoes.
Sweet Tooth Shocky.
Zoomed in on when the suspect was holding up her cell phone.
One of the things that really.
All right, but anyway, that's really about it that I want to show. She's all big into social media. She did do it. The police ended up. She gets life in prison. That's Terrence's girlfriend right there. But the main thing I wanted to show was the the rotations, how women, and I'll just recap it here. Kayla was a young girl working as a bar girl. And we honor her. She worked really hard. She was a great girl. She was out here living her best life, having a rotation with guys. She knew guys had girlfriends. When she'd come into town, they'd bang her, and then she'd go up to New York, she'd bang another guy. And this is not her beat. This is how all women live. So if all women are going to call her a 304, then all women need to call themselves 304, because this is how women live. And guys, if you think any different, you're sadly mistaken. You know, girls, I've been single for 20 years. They're going to tell you this. I've been single for 5 years. I just got on the dating apps. I'm brand new to the dating apps, you know. And by the way, this Kayla girl, probably didn't have dating apps. She doesn't need them. You know, most girls that are badass don't need them. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, you know, so again, you know, this is how women have always lived. And this is how women of every age are living, you know. I've dated girls with rotations. They knew I had a rotation, you know, and they don't care. If you're beta male, I'm going to say, I've been single for, never tell a woman you've been single for, you know, but they can tell you that. That's what they're going to tell you, you know, and that's okay, you know. But this is how it is, guys. And this is what I want to show. By using criminal cases, we get to look behind the public face of women, okay? You want a dual mating strategy, you want to be the alpha bang, not the beta male provider. Okay, I hope this taught some guys, you know, about women and their rotations. And, you know, I just want you guys to be aware and help men, okay? Go out there and be alpha bang, guys. Don't be beta male provider or the dual mating strategy, okay? And we'll see you on the next one.